It's time to take back her. My uncle's voice cracked the room like thunder. He was staring at my stepmom, his eyes wild, his hand shaking. Then a stab. Not loud. Not bloody. Just fast. A sharp move. A scream swallowed by shock. Every plate froze in midair. Every smile died. My stepmom's face went white like paper. My uncle lifted a thin folder high above his head and shouted, "This is the proof." Gasps burst from every guest. Before anyone could speak, he grabbed my wrist and said, "You're coming with us." Then he drove us somewhere I never knew existed. And the woman sitting beside my stepmom leaned close to me and whispered, "It's time you know everything she hid." I didn't know then that my whole life was about to fall apart. If you want to know what happened next, stay with me. Like, watch, and subscribe because this story gets darker, deeper, and more shocking from here. My name is Emily Carter. I'm telling this story myself, because if I don't, no one will tell it right. I'm 29 years old. I grew up thinking my life was normal. I was wrong. My dad, Michael Carter, married my stepmom, Linda, when I was 12. My real mom died when I was 6. Dad said Linda was kind and strong. Everyone loved her. Church loved her. Family praised her. She hugged hard and smiled wide. But smiles can lie. We were having a big family reunion at a rented hall in Ohio. Balloons, long tables, fried chicken, laughter that felt forced. I hadn't seen my Uncle Robert in years. Dad said he was trouble and best avoided.
Now I know why.
Uncle Robert arrived late, wearing a dark jacket even though it was summer. He didn't eat. He didn't smile. He just watched Linda like she was a puzzle he had finally solved. I remember thinking, why does he look so angry? Before the stab, before the folder, before everything broke, there was love. Or what I thought was love. Linda raised me like her own. She braided my hair. She helped with homework. She hugged me when Dad worked late. When I cried, she said, "I've got you, Emily." I trusted her. That trust was the first thing to die. Weeks before the reunion, small things felt wrong. Dad started acting scared. Not loud scared, quiet scared. He had phone calls. He locked his office. He asked me strange questions like, "Do you remember your mom's old friend named Sarah?" I said no. Linda would step in and laugh. "Your dad worries too much," she'd say. But her eyes were always watching me. The night before the reunion, I found Dad sitting alone in the dark. "Dad?" I asked. He flinched. "Emily," he said softly, "if anything happens tomorrow, promise me you'll listen. Even if it hurts." That scared me. At the reunion, everything felt heavy, like the air knew what was coming. Then Uncle Robert stood up. He said the words that shattered us. Then the stab. The stab wasn't a knife into flesh. It was a needle into lies. He stabbed the table with a pen so hard it cracked the wood. Linda screamed anyway. Uncle Robert threw the folder open. Photos spilled out. Papers. Court stamps. Names. 23 years ago, he shouted, Linda didn't just marry into this family. She stole from it. She framed someone. She buried a woman's truth. My dad collapsed into a chair. Guests cried. Some ran. Some shouted. Linda tried to stand, but her legs failed. That's when Uncle Robert grabbed me. "Emily deserves to see it all," he said. Before Dad could stop him, we were in his car. Linda came too. So did a woman I had never seen before. She sat beside Linda in the back seat.
Calm. Cold.
Watching me. The drive felt endless. Trees grew thicker. Roads got smaller. My phone lost signal. "Where are we going?" I asked. "To a place your stepmom erased," the woman said. Linda stayed silent. We stopped at a locked building in the woods.
Old. Gray. Hidden.
"This," Uncle Robert said, "is where the truth sleeps." Inside, dust covered everything. Files lined the walls. The woman finally spoke again. "My name is Sarah Miller," she said. I was your real mother's best friend." My heart stopped. "She trusted Linda," Sarah continued. "We both did. And she paid for it." Linda screamed then.
Loud. Broken.
She was supposed to disappear, Linda cried. Not die. I fell to my knees. That's when I understood.
This wasn't just about my dad.
This was about my mother. And me. Uncle Robert handed me the folder. Read, he said. The first page was a police report. The charge at the top made my hands shake. Wrongful conviction.
Fraud.
Child endangerment. And Linda's name was everywhere. Before I could finish reading, sirens screamed outside. Linda smiled through her tears. You're too late, she whispered to me. I already won. Then the doors burst open. And the person they put in handcuffs wasn't Linda. It was my father. I screamed. I screamed so loud my throat burned.
No.
You're wrong. You've got the wrong person. I ran toward my dad as the metal cuffs snapped shut around his wrists. The sound of steel clicking felt like a gunshot inside my head. Dad looked at me, eyes red, mouth shaking. Emily, he whispered. Listen to Sarah. Listen to Robert. Don't trust. Linda lunged forward and slapped him.
Hard.
The sound echoed in the old building. You ruin everything, she hissed. Even now. The officers pulled her back. She cried then, but her tears felt fake, like rain from a broken pipe. One officer read Dada's rights. Another asked Linda questions she didn't answer. I dropped to the floor. This couldn't be real. Minutes later, Dad was dragged outside. Sirens screamed again as they drove him away. I chased the car until my legs gave out, and I fell into dirt and leaves. Sarah knelt beside me. I'm sorry, she said. I wanted to tell you sooner. But Linda threatened me. She said if I spoke, she'd destroy your father. My chest hurt so bad. I thought I might die. Uncle Robert pulled me up. We're not done, he said. This is just the beginning. They took Linda too, but not in cuffs. That scared me more. At the police station, everything moved too fast. Papers. Questions. Bright lights. I sat alone on a bench while adults spoke over me like I wasn't there. Then Linda walked past me.
Free.
She stopped, leaned down, and smiled. You see, she whispered, they never believe girls like you. I slapped her. The sound shocked everyone. An officer pulled me back. Linda laughed. That laugh followed me all night. Dad spent the night in jail. I went home alone. The house felt empty and cold. Every photo on the wall felt like a lie. Linda smiling. Linda holding me. Linda pretending to be my mother. I ripped the frames down. That night, Sarah came over. She brought boxes. These are your real mothers, she said. Inside were letters. Photos. A small pink bracelet. I held it and cried until my body shook. She loved you so much, Sarah said softly. Linda hated that. She wanted your life, your family, your future. The next morning, court happened fast. Too fast. Linda stood strong.
Calm. Clean. Perfect.
Dad looked broken. The judge said words I didn't understand until the end. Bail denied. Dad was taken away again. I fainted. When I woke up, Linda was gone. Days passed like nightmares. News spread. Family split. Some blamed Dad. Some blamed Linda. Some blamed me. I lost my job because I caused drama. I stopped eating. Then Uncle Robert came back with fire in his eyes. She ran, he said. Linda's gone. My heart sank. She emptied accounts. Sold property. Changed her name. I felt something new rise inside me. Not fear. Anger.
Deep.
Hot. Sharp anger. She won't get away, I said. That night, Sarah showed me one last thing. A video. Linda on camera.
Talking.
Laughing.
Confessing.
She doesn't know I recorded this, Sarah said. Linda's voice filled the room. I stabbed her life clean away, Linda said on the video. Her friends, her name, her child, mine now. I felt sick. This will free your dad, Sarah said. But it will also make Linda hunt us. I looked at the screen. I'm ready, I said. We went to the police the next day. They watched. Faces changed. Phones rang. Linda became a fugitive. Dad was released, bruised, thin, alive. I hugged him and cried like a child again. I'm sorry, he said. I failed you. No, I said. She did. Weeks later, we thought it was over. Then my phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. You should have stayed quiet. A photo followed. It was of me, sleeping, taken through my bedroom window. I screamed. Uncle Robert grabbed his gun. Sarah locked the doors. And outside, in the dark, a car engine started.
And stopped.
Right in front of our house. The engine outside our house went quiet.
Too quiet.
No one moved. Not me. Not Dad. Not Uncle Robert. Not Sarah. The porch light flickered. Then knock, knock, knock.
Slow. Calm.
Like the person outside was not afraid at all. Dad stepped in front of me. His hands were shaking. Emily, go to the back room, he whispered. Before I could move, Sarah grabbed my arm.
No, she said.
If she's here, she wants Emily. Running will make it worse. I asked, even though I already knew. Uncle Robert raised his gun. Linda, he said through his teeth. The knocking stopped. A voice floated through the door.
Sweet.
Familiar.
Wrong.
Michael, Linda called. I just want to talk. Dad's knees almost gave out. She sounds normal, he said. That's how she gets you, Sarah replied. Linda laughed softly. Emily, sweetheart, she said. I know you're awake. My heart slammed so hard it hurt. Come outside, Linda said. I brought something you lost. Uncle Robert shouted. Leave now or I call the police. Linda's voice turned cold. You already did. They won't come. That's when the lights went out. The whole house went black. I screamed. Glass shattered in the kitchen. Dad pushed me down as something heavy crashed through the window. Footsteps followed.
Fast.
Confident. Linda moved like she owned the house. Emergency lights clicked on.
Red. Dim.
I saw her then. She was smiling. Her hair was messy. Her eyes were bright. Wild.
Happy.
You look scared, she said to me.
Good.
Uncle Robert fired a warning shot into the wall. One more step and… Linda didn't stop. She pulled something from her bag and threw it on the floor. Photos spilled out. Me as a child. At school. At the park. At my job. I never stopped watching you, Linda said. You were mine first. Sarah stepped forward. You killed her, she said. You destroyed her life. Linda tilted her head. No, she said calmly. I improved it. I took what she didn't deserve.
She looked at me.
You, she said, were the prize. I felt sick. Sirens wailed far away, but not close enough. Linda reached into her bag again. This time it was a knife. Not small. Not clean. My dad screamed, Emily, run. Linda rushed forward. Uncle Robert tackled her. The knife flew. They crashed into the wall. Sarah grabbed my hand and pulled me toward the door. Then I heard it. A deep, wet sound. Someone cried out. I turned just in time to see Uncle Robert fall. Blood spread across his shirt. No, I screamed. Linda stood up, breathing hard.
See, she said.
Extreme measures. Police sirens grew louder. Linda looked at me one last time. This isn't over, she said softly. It never is. She ran out the back door. Uncle Robert lay still. Dad held him, crying. I dropped beside them, covered in blood that wasn't mine. Later, at the hospital, doctors rushed Uncle Robert away. Dad sat in silence. Sarah stared at the wall. An officer came in. She escaped, he said. My hands clenched. How bad is he? I asked. The doctor walked in next. His face said everything. We did all we could, he said. Dad screamed. I didn't. Something inside me snapped instead. That night, as Uncle Robert lay cold and still, I made a promise. Linda took my mother. She tried to take my father. Now she took the man who saved me. I would take everything from her. And she would see it coming. The next morning, a package arrived at the hospital. No return address. Inside was a phone. It rang the moment I touched it. Linda's voice filled my ear. You're finally ready, she said. And then she told me where to meet her. Alone. I didn't tell my dad. I didn't tell Sarah. Some fights are meant for one person only. I drove alone to the place Linda named. An old lakeside courthouse that was shut down years ago. Broken steps. Cracked stone. Water dark and still like it was holding secrets. Linda was already there. She stood near the edge of the lake, calm, neat, smiling like this was a picnic. "You came," she said. "I knew you would." I stepped out of the car. My hand shook, but my voice didn't. "Why here?" Linda looked at the water. "This is where it started," she said. "Your mother trusted me here. She told me everything. Her fears. Her money. Her child." My chest burned. "She begged me," Linda continued softly. She said, "Please protect Emily if anything happens to me." Linda turned and smiled wide.
"So I did," she said.
"I protected you from her." I lunged at her. She expected that. She pushed me back hard. I fell on the stone and scraped my hands. Blood ran, but I didn't cry. "Look at you," Linda said. "Still fighting." She was weak. "You're not." "I know," I said. That confused her. I stood up slowly. "That's why you lose." She laughed. "I already won. Your uncle is dead. Your father is broken. And you're alone." I pulled out my phone. She froze. I pressed play. Her voice filled the empty air. The same confession. Louder. Clearer. But this time it wasn't just my phone. Police cars rolled in from every side. Lights flashing. Sirens screaming. Linda stepped back. "No," she whispered. "You said you'd come alone." "I did," I said. But the truth didn't. Sarah stepped out of one car. My father stepped out of another. Linda screamed. She ran. Toward the lake. I ran too. She slipped on the wet stone and fell hard. The knife slid from her hand into the water. I stood over her, breathing heavy. "It's over," I said. She looked up at me, eyes full of hate and fear. "You think you're better than me?" "No," I said quietly. "I think I survived you." The police pulled her up and cuffed her. This time the medals stayed. In court, everything came out. The fake papers. The stolen money. The lies. The threats. The judge didn't smile. Linda was sentenced to life. No parole. When they took her away, she looked at me one last time. I didn't look back. Months later, I stood at Uncle Robert's grave with my dad and Sarah. The wind was soft. The pain was still there, but lighter. "You did this," Dad said to me. "You saved us." I shook my head. He did. I touched the stone. I still miss my mother. I still wake up scared sometimes. But I'm free. And Linda? She lost everything she tried to steal. This is not just a story of revenge. It's a story of truth. And truth always stabs deeper than lies.